Discipline equals freedom. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today is what are the disciplines of a top listing agent? What are the things that they are so disciplined in that they don't need to be passionate about a specific activity that causes them to be the person who is dominating the marketplace and taking listings left and right. So stay tuned because I'm about to share with you 10 disciplines. You know, I've had the opportunity to work with top listing agents from all across the country over the course of the last 25 plus years in my career. And after having been on approximately 40,000 one-on-one coaching calls with some of the greatest real estate agents in the country, I've made a list of what really makes a top listing agent. And I'm going to tell you right now, what makes a top listing agent is not how passionate they are about being a real estate agent, because I think the only thing you should be passionate about is the next version of you, the next level in your business, the next level on how many people you could serve in this industry that you've committed to study and get licensed for and take on and pursue, so you could eventually have the freedom that real estate is supposed to give you. And that's why I began this video by saying discipline equals freedom. The freedom you came to receive from this industry is preceded by the amount of discipline that you have. Now, what should you be disciplined in? So I wrote down 10 different things that I see in the most successful real estate agents that I've had the honor to coach and train over the years. And I'm going to give you 10 of them in no order of importance. So the first discipline that we're going to talk about right now is the discipline of staying on schedule. The discipline of staying on schedule. I shouldn't have to be the one here to tell you this is how you develop a schedule. I can show you how to develop a schedule and I could give it to you in writing and it's gonna look so freaking damn sexy and it's gonna look so freaking damn easy and I could hand it to you. By the way, you can go on Google and Google what is the schedule of a top listing agent. Look, at the end of the day, you already know exactly what it is that you should be doing. You're just not as disciplined to follow through and do the activities in your schedule. I'll tell you right now, your schedule doesn't begin the morning of that one specific day. Your schedule begins the night before. You writing out your schedule. As a matter of fact, top listing agents, their daily schedule looks exactly the same every single day. They have the discipline to wake up at a specific time every single day. They've developed the discipline to show up to the office at a specific time every single day. They develop the discipline to do specific things from the time they enter the office to the time they break for lunch. They develop the discipline to do their admin work at a specific time, to do their appointments at a specific time, etc. What does your schedule look like? That's number one. What does it look like? Number two, are you disciplined enough to follow through on a schedule? Chances are, if you're not disciplined enough to follow on your schedule, then you don't believe that following this one specific schedule is going to give you the results that you are wanting. And this is where you got to have a reality check with yourself. And the reality check is, do I believe that this is going to get me to my desired result? If the answer is no, then it's time for you to modify your schedule. By the way, if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to us. We'll definitely help you out with that. And if you believe that what's in your schedule can get you to the level of freedom that you want, personal freedom, financial freedom, any kind of freedom that you're looking for, then it's just a matter of developing the discipline of following that schedule. So what is discipline? Discipline is doing that which you committed to do, whether you feel like doing it or not. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can train yourself to push through, to do the things that you don't want to do because you believe they can get you the results that you want. An example of this, I don't feel like doing this video. I really don't feel like showing up in front of a camera right now and doing this video. But I understand that in order for me to continue to enjoy the freedom that I have in my business and the freedom that I have in my life, this is the discipline I must honor whether I like to or not. So, discipline number one is the discipline of following a daily schedule. Discipline number two is intentional daily appointment setting. Intentional daily appointment setting. This is an activity that goes right in your schedule. How many hours a day are you going to dedicate inside of your schedule for one activity and one activity only? And that is to do whatever it takes to set as many appointments as you possibly can. Look, I'm recording this video on a Monday. With our Listing on Demand members, we spent 90 minutes this morning together collectively, about a dozen of us. Every single person was sitting down making phone calls. I'll be the one to tell you, some people did not set any appointments today, but guess what? They showed up and they did the activity, meaning they built their skills in the process and they got that one step closer to the appointment. And then some people set 1 or 2 appointments every single day. Look, what days are you going to set up? It's not about the result that you are creating. It's about the discipline to pursue the activity that will get you to the result. So discipline number 2 is intentional appointment setting daily, which is a block of time that goes into your schedule. So here's the question. What if you spend just 1 hour a day doing nothing but looking for sellers? Just 1 hour a day. Doing nothing but looking for people that want to sell their home. And you actually talk to these people every single day. In an hour, you're going to talk to 7-8 people. Okay, 7 people a day times 5 days a week, that's 35 a week, that's 140 people in a month. I'm telling you, if you did just this one activity for the next 30 days, you would speak to approximately 150 people. There's no way on earth you can't get business from it. So if you're not doing the kind of business that you want to be doing, then discipline number 2 is one that is speaking to you right now. So what is discipline number 3? Discipline number 3 is following up 100% on the leads that I generate. Following up on 100% of the leads that you are generating. Because if you're doing discipline number 2 that I just got done talking about, then guess what's happening in the process? You are picking up leads. And I'll tell you what most people do with leads when they get them. They put them on a 3x5 card, or they put them somewhere digitally in a CRM or stuff like that, and they never follow up on them. And that defeats the purpose of actually doing lead generation every single day. So I want you to put a block of time in your schedule every single day to intentionally follow up on 100% of the leads that you've generated. Discipline number 4, qualifying all your appointments. So many people don't have that discipline in place, and they set an appointment and they get excited about it and they go on the appointment only to discover that the person they have an appointment with did not show up, and or to discover that the person that they're showing up to present to is not motivated enough, or all the parties that are needed to make a decision together to sign a contract are all there, are all present. So you're always getting blindsided. Discipline number 4 is the discipline of pre-qualifying 100% of the appointments before you go on them. Discipline number 5, preparing before every single appointment that you go on. Again, so many people, what they do is that they set an appointment and they just go on the appointment. There's no preparation. All I'm going to tell you is the more prepared you are, the more odds of you getting that signature signed. So now people ask me the question of like, how do you prepare for an appointment? Well, I will say, look, it's not knowing every possible thing. There's so much to know, you're not going to know it all, but know the basics. Preparation for an appointment meeting is like, okay, I'm going to this subdivision. For example, I'm doing a listing presentation in this subdivision. Well, number 1, how many homes are in that subdivision? Okay, how many homes have sold in that subdivision over the course of the last 12 months? Okay, how many properties actually went on the market and didn't sell? What is the average price per square foot in this subdivision? What are the nearby highways? What school district does it fall into? What is the tax rate? The more you know about that neighborhood you're going into, the more you know about the home, the more prepared you are knowing everything you need to know about the home. The more prepared and knowing everything that you need to know about the seller, the more prepared you are going to be to take that listing. So that was discipline number 5. Discipline number 6 is the discipline to service your sellers properly. It's a discipline because I see so many agents, they take a listing and then they disappear. I'm not saying they're not working in the background, they're not doing anything, but they disappear. And then 20, 30 days into the lifespan of the listing, they're like, oh, it's not selling. How do I get a price reduction? Like, I get people to say, how do I ask for a price reduction? My first question before I give the answer is like, hey, since you've taken the listing, how many times have you actually had a conversation with the sellers, giving them some kind of update? And I don't mean a little text here. I don't mean an email right here. I'm talking about you having the discipline to be in communication with every single one of your sellers every single week, leading up to them volunteering a price reduction if needed or whatever that might be. So discipline number 6 is servicing my sellers. The discipline to service my sellers at my highest and best possible way, which in essence is gonna do what? It's gonna get you more referrals, making your business a whole lot easier. Discipline number 7 is daily, weekly, and monthly planning. Daily, weekly, and monthly planning. The best way to do it is, look, I'm recording this video at the end of September. So what I would do today if I were you is, and you wanna do this like literally every single month, is like, hey, what are my goals for the next 30 days? How much money do I want to make in the next 30 days? Okay, in order for me to make that much money, how many sales do I need to make? Okay, in order for me to make that many sales, how many listings do I need to take? How many listing appointments do I need to go on to take that many listings? How many people do I need to speak to every single day to set that many appointments, etc.? Reverse engineer it. Then ask your question, in order for me to reach this goal in the next 30 days, what do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? What systems must I improve and or begin to implement in order for me to reach that goal? What skills do I need to master in order for me to reach that goal? So you now have a 30-day plan of action. I would take that 30-day plan of action and split it up into, weekly plan of action, and then at the end of every single week, review that plan, update that plan, and then follow that plan. The way that we follow the plan is then we break it down to a daily schedule. Look, as a top listing agent, one of the things that I did every single day is I asked myself the question, hey, Chadi, what are the 3 to 5 most important things you got to do tomorrow in order for you to get closer to your goal? That is the idea of daily planning. So in order for you to become a top listing agent, then you got to do what a top listing agent does, and that is to build these disciplines in place. So discipline number 7 was daily, weekly, and monthly planning, which leads us to discipline number 8, and that is tracking and monitoring the numbers. Tracking and monitoring the numbers. I can't tell you how many times somebody will say, hey, what do I got? How many people do I need to speak to in order for me to get a listing? I don't know what that number, I don't have a magic number. And if anyone gave you that magic number, they're like literally BSing you, because that is dependent on the skill of the individual that's making the numbers. And that's why it's critically important for you to start keeping track of the numbers. The top listing, like I got somebody that I'm working with right now. Here's what we know. For every 7 people, okay, they set an appointment. And for that one specific person, for every 4 appointments they go on, they take 3 listings. So look how simple it is. Hey, I want to do, they could say, I want to take 10 listings this month. Okay, perfect. Well, how many appointments do you need to go on in order for you to take 10 listings? If for every 4 they go on, they take 3, that means they need to set about, approximately, let's say 14 appointments. Okay, 14 appointments. Okay, well, how many people do they need to speak to set an appointment? 7. So you take the number 7 times 14 equals 28 plus 70. So basically, if they just speak to 100 people, they would be able to take 10 listings. Now, obviously, this is a very uncommon number, because the individual I'm speaking about is an individual that has an uncommon, strong skills of influence. Okay, but here's what usually happens when you engage in doing the work every single day is you get better. And the amount of people you need to speak to get an appointment becomes way, way, way less. So if you're gonna do the work, track your numbers, and that was discipline number 8. Discipline number 9 is the discipline of being coachable and held accountable. The discipline of being coachable. Who is coaching you? Who's coaching? Where are you getting your coaching from? You're getting coaching right now from me, from watching this video. Okay, so that's one aspect of mentorship and coaching. Okay, but do you have the discipline to follow through on the coaching? Okay, who's holding you accountable? Because no one holding you accountable mean being left to your own devices simply means if you're a person with no discipline, then you're a person that's not going to places that you see other people going to. And that is a next level place is what I'm talking about. Okay, so the discipline of being coachable and accountable. And the final discipline is the discipline of improving my mindset daily. You can never get to the point and say, man, I got the mindset of a champion. And, you stop working on your mind, because the moment that you stop working on your mind is the moment you lose your mind. Is the moment you lose your mind. Top listing agents that have this discipline, they wake up every single morning and they anchor the day with a mindset mantra. Could be a question, and the question could be something along the line of like, show me how beautiful life can be. Or the mantra is, I am the best at what I do, okay? Or, I make today count. You gotta have a process. You gotta have a ritual in place to continue to enhance your mind and take your mind to the next level. And then you gotta develop the discipline to follow through on that ritual, to follow through in the process every single day so you can continue to sharpen this and take it to the next level. I said 10 disciplines, but I am going to add an 11th discipline for you right now. And this one is like super critically important. It's going to make everything easier for you. And that is the discipline to sharpen your skill every single day. The discipline to sharpen your skill every single day, meaning, okay, you working on mastering the art of communication, because at the end of the day, real estate is nothing more than a conversation that is taking place between buyers, sellers, lenders, etc. And the better you are at having these conversations, the better your outcomes are going to be. So that is a bonus discipline. So look, we're all human. We're not all born with the same DNA, and we're not all disciplined in all things all the time. How likely is it for someone to say, oh, wow, I hit the jackpot. Chadi just gave me 11 disciplines right now. And if I follow all these 11 disciplines beginning tomorrow, I'm going to become a freaking damn rock star and I'm going to become a top listing agent. Look, only a few people can say, oh, wow, I got the list. I'm going to work the list and be able to follow the list. Hopefully that's you, but chances are that's not you. So what do? You take a look at this list of disciplines and you say to yourself, okay, well, what's one discipline that I can take on this week? Just one. And if you did that for the course of the next 11 weeks, we're releasing this in the first week of October in 2024. That means we have at least 13 weeks between now and the end of the year. If you just added one new discipline a week between now and the end of this year, or whenever you're watching this video, if you added one discipline a week for the next 11 weeks, then you would have 11 new disciplines in the next 90 days, which simply means that the following quarter will be your most explosive growth quarter you've ever had in your real estate business. I challenge you to put these disciplines in place. I cannot wait for you to send me a message 90 days from beginning to take on this journey and share with me all your victories. Share with me all your wins. Share with me how many new people you've been able to serve in your community and how many more new listings you've taken as a result of what we shared with you today. So I'll finish this video by saying something that might get me a lot of negative comments, and I'm going to say, screw your passion and embrace your discipline, because discipline equals freedom. See you in the next video.